All right, there, Latin 1. Go ahead and translate chapter 13. Okay, now that you've done that, I want you to make sure on pages 100 and 101 that you've copied down all the adverbs onto cards, as well as done all the cards for all the verbs. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and translate out loud. Okay. Meanwhile, the Cornelii were making a journey along the Appian Way. Cornelius, because he was wishing to arrive at the city in 3 days, was ordering Cyrus again and again to spur on the horses. Cyrus, therefore, was beating the horses with a stick. While they were going along the road, Aurelia and Cornelia were watching peasants who were working in the fields. Marcus and Sextus were watching all the carriages which were going along the Appian Way. It was the 7th hour, which, by the way, 7th hour is probably close to like 3 or 4. Summertime. Maybe 1. It was the 7th hour. The day was warm. Peasants were no longer working in the fields, but they were resting under the trees. In the carriage, Cornelius and Aurelia were already sleeping. And that's a thing that's true about Italy. It gets really, really hot in the middle of the day, so everybody just goes to sleep. Marcus was annoying Cornelia, who was wishing to sleep, with his foot. That sentence has always been a little weird. It sounds like she wants to use his foot as a pillow. But in Latin, it makes a lot of sense. He was with his foot annoying Cornelia, who was wishing to sleep. Sextus was sitting with the coachman. Now you see a bunch of different ablatives here, right? He was watching the road and vehicles. Suddenly, Sextus shouted out, "Behold, Marcus, it is a charioteer." Marcus, with a loud laugh, responds, "It is not a charioteer, stupid. It is a courier who is bringing letters letters of the distinguished citizens from the city." Couriers always make a journey quickly because they carry letters to all parts of Italy from the city. "How quickly he is making a journey," shouts Sextus. He is urging on the horses fiercely with that stick. "Be careful, or beware the courier, Cyrus. Hold the horses. Beware the ditch. Beware the ditch." Cyrus holds the horses, and he avoids the courier. But the carriage goes down into the ditch with a loud crashing. What I want you to do now is go ahead and do exercise 13A. If it asks you a question in the imperfect tense, answer it in the imperfect tense. If it asks you a question in the present tense, answer it in the present tense. Keep your tenses straight. Okay? All right, I'm going to hit the button.